Hello and welcome to another edition of Halloran's Garage. Appreciate you joining us. Today we're going to have a discussion about the Rolex 24, and with my brother Kevin and myself Sean. We are going to have a little discussion about how much fun it is to go to this racetrack. So I'll let you go ahead and throw out some things there.
Well, I mean, I've been going to Daytona since 1990. I used to go for the Daytona 500 and all the races leading up to the Daytona 500. Every year it got a little more expensive and it got a little crazier. There's generally about 250,000 people there for the 500 and all those races. And I guess around 2010, I gave up my tickets for the 500 and started going to the Rolex. And so we've been doing this for a long time. Sometimes we've camped out there. We've had, we've met with.
Slept in a car.
Well, you slept in a car. I've slept in a tent there. So
right, almost the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Although I didn't freeze to death. So.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, I want to talk about when we go there, what we how to get your tickets and what have you. Now, I've always got my tickets directly from the track. There's a rep that I normally talk to, and I believe you have one as well, Sean.
They make it easy.
Now this year,
they're fantastic to work with.
Yeah, they are. Now, apparently, after the Rolex last year in 25, they started doing a thing with Ticketmaster. So now you get your tickets through Ticketmaster, even though you might pay the track directly. But I've actually already paid up for 27. I just got a receipt on all that the other day. So
I'm getting ready to.
And I've been going down, and I get in the Corvette Corral. I had a campsite there in what we called Caveman between turns 3 and 4 of NASCAR. I wish I'd never given it up, but I keep trying to get it back. It was a great place for us to kind of gather, all our friends. We got friends that some of them are in Florida, some of them are in North Carolina, a lot of them are here in West Virginia that go down with us. And
one just comes every year from now, I guess, California there somewhere, and
does
its own little trick. So.
Yeah, we got a friend that comes in from California. We got that we've met down there, and we've got another friend that's out in California. I don't know if he's going to come back and be with us anytime soon, but anyway. But at any rate, when you get your tickets, make sure you ask them. I don't know if you want to go there for 1 day or 2 days, or if you want to go there for all 4 days. But it's always best to get your infield passes, because otherwise you're just going to be in the grandstands.
And if you're not in one of the corrals, you also want to make sure you get a parking pass.
Yeah.
Because parking out of turn 4 is fine. Turn 4 NASCAR, I should be very clear about that. But and that's through that original tunnel.
The two little tunnels.
Yeah, the two little tunnels, the little tubes that roll through out of turn 4, and easy to get around, and but you definitely want a parking pass to get in. Make sure that you have a spot to park, because it's a distance. So
although you may have a little difficulty getting an infield pass, or parking pass. You may want to get the parking for if you can get it on the outside of one of the turns, that'd be great. They do have shuttles that will take you around at least from outside the track to inside the track. Let's see here. You want to make sure that when you go down, that you do get the infield pass, because that gives you the opportunity to go into the garage areas.
Wander through, go through the paddock. The garage area is just fantastic. Yeah. Very open and friendly. A lot of the drivers will stop and talk to you, which we've been lucky enough to talk to several of the drivers. Had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
It's a lot more personal probably than a Formula One race or even a cup race or something. You do have a lot more access to these drivers and their teams and the cars, and that makes it a little bit special to me. So I love that about it.
Right. Well, like I say, when you're able to go up to the garages and you're able to watch them work on the car. Now, you have to watch and make sure you're not in the way. You don't, go in there and get in the middle of anything. And they bring cars in and out. You have to watch it. You're not keeping somebody from getting through with a car or a one of the little carts that they're carrying tires or gasoline or something else with. We did have we were in a big crowd the one year, and this guy wasn't paying attention, and he walked right out in front of what was it,
Dario Franchitti.
Franchitti, and he's driving one of those little carts, and I don't know how the guy didn't break his ankle because
Dario said it's a lane.
It's a lane, yeah. So. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I mean, and the guy just kind of laughed it off. Of course, I think he was pretty drunk at the time. So
Yeah, could have been.
I think he had a few adult beverages.
Adult beverages, yes.
That's probably a better way to put it.
Right.
But when you go, you got to make sure that you're going to be there. We go for generally for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you got. I don't care if it's winter clothing or summertime clothing or anything in between.
Everything in between. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because you are going to end up with.
Well, it's January in Daytona, and yes, it is Florida. You're correct there, but it's northern Florida, and the way the weather is, you never know exactly what you're going to get. We've had wind, we've had rain, we've had beautiful sunshine. Like this year was just amazing. All 4 days, just amazing. But we have been there when it was so cold that you literally, if you're not prepared, you're going to have a little tougher time. So
yeah, well, when I had my campsite, we had a tent in the bed of my truck, and we had 2 canopies set up, and we had a
tarp around it,
surrounds for the canopy, and
propane heater, and
the little Mr. Buddy heater or whatever that went on the propane tank. And I said, if it weren't for that, I think we would all froze to death.
Yes.
Because it was really cold that year.
And one of our California friends there was just he was unprepared. Let's put it that way. So
well, we have a family member that was in Florida, and he came over to visit us the one year, and he was on the Gulf Coast, and he came to visit, and he asked, "Jeff, do you have any clothes I can put on? I'm about to freeze to death." So
yeah, he was just a little further north from where he lived around Tampa. So
yeah, so well, it was also very windy that day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It was beautiful otherwise, but we've also been there when it's been pouring down the rain. Sean, the first time you went?
Oh gosh, in 2001, yeah. A friend from California and myself went, and we luckily that year he had managed to secure the skybox passes, so we were able to stay up there. And but I'd never been to the race before, so I wanted to go travel around. And so, but the only way to get back across and into the infield again was to go all the way down from the skyboxes down, and out of the building and all the way around and come up through turn 4. So it was a bit of a hike. But to take all that in was great. But it was kind of a miserable weekend. It did happen to be the weekend that Dale Earnhardt was running in the Corvette, and so managed to stand next to him, about 10 feet from him. So it was just an amazing weekend. But
that was the weekend that Corvette won overall with Ron Fellows and his team in the 4 car.
Right.
And Dale Earnhardt and Dale Jr. were driving the 3 car, and I don't remember who the other driver was now. And I was actually home.
Might have been Johnny O'Connell, and so I can't remember.
I can't either. I had to go back and look it up. That year I was homesick with the flu, and they actually showed the whole race on.
It's probably Speed Channel then.
I think it's Speed Channel. I sat there in the recliner and watched the whole race and the whole time. So, and actually this year in our Corvette Corral, we had Ron Fellows there talking about that weekend. Of course, this has been
25 years.
Yeah, 25 years since then, and since Dale Earnhardt was killed at Daytona, and he told stories about how that the car that they were racing was leaking oil really bad. And they had to keep coming in and adding oil, but it was raining so hard nobody knew it was leaking that bad. So
right.
It was all washing away. So, when you're there, you want to make sure you got plenty of clothing. Be ready for it. Be like say it got up to 87 while we were there this time.
Just fabulous.
It started out at about 70. We left here it was 17. But make sure you got clothes for all aspects.
All seasons.
Yeah, it might be raining. I've never seen it snow, but that doesn't mean it couldn't. But it could also be very hot, and it also could be raining. Make sure you got ponchos or something to put on because you're liable to get wet. Wear comfortable shoes because I don't know. I've tracked myself. I've had somewhere between 18 and about 22,000 steps. I don't know if you've measured that or not.
I think we walked. I think it was 9.8 miles the one day. But if you look at the whole track, if you go from the International Horseshoe, say, to the West Horseshoe, or if you go from between turn 3 and 4 in what used to be Caveman Campground, and then walk to the other end of the track. I mean, it's a 25-minute hoof.
Yeah.
But the infield is 180 acres, and to put that in perspective, anybody that's been to Mid Ohio, the entire facility of Mid Ohio is 250 acres. And so the 180 acres, you could nearly put Mid Ohio inside of it, which is kind of crazy. So it's just a huge place.
There was something that once said how many different tracks you could put inside the infield of Daytona. I don't remember what that is anymore, but it's a huge place. Only oval track bigger than it is Talladega. So, anyway.
Definitely make sure you buy your tickets in advance, and make sure to get a parking pass that's of some sort. Whether you're in a corral, that would be great. If you're a Porsche or a Corvette, or actually they have Hyundai also.
Well, they have Hyundai, they have Mustang, they have Cadillac, they have Lamborghini, they have Ferrari, and I'm trying to remember who else they had. But everybody has there's all kinds of corrals. The Porsche corral I've been trying to get into for years. I think somebody has to die and will me their ticket because
right.
They told me here this year I need to get on the waiting list, but so far that's not panning out. So we'll see how that happens. But I am in the Corvette corral, so that's a good thing. There's tons of places to watch from. I mean, there's the main grandstands, which at Daytona you can see pretty much the whole track from that vantage point.
Yeah, if you go up high, particularly with the way they have the stands now, the stands are so nice. From the first time I was there in 2001 to what they have now, it's just absolutely amazing stands.
Right.
Escalators and things like that to get you to the upper levels.
Well, even elevators.
And elevators, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really well laid out and well thought out. And one thing that we do lament is that they did take the Budweiser party deck off of the back stretch because it was fun to go up there and
that was great.
You get to watch them enter the chicane, now the Lamar chicane, on the back stretch, and the glowing rotors at night and the exhaust headers and things like that glowing red when they're just screaming down the back stretch is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we used to go and get on the tram and go out to the outside of turn 1 NASCAR. Mm-hmm. And get on the other tram, and we'd ride over there to the back stretch, and we go up on the party deck, and of course they have food and beer there. They had food and beer in the grandstands.
They don't serve just beer. They have drinks of other.
Well, they have all kinds. Well, they actually have mixed drinks. I think.
Right, you can do that too. So you can get a Coke or anything else.
There's soft drinks. There's all kinds of stuff. But they had food and drinks back there at the party deck, and it was a lot, it was great. You go back there and watch for a while, and then you go back down and get on the tram and go back out. But unfortunately, they got rid of that, I guess, after they did the big upgrade to the grandstands.
Right. Which they are fabulous, but I miss that back section there that you really don't get to take advantage of anymore.
Yeah, I just wish they had left that party deck up there because
quite a structure.
Yeah, and then, when you're way up in the stands there, in the new grandstands, you can actually see the ocean from there. I mean, that's how high up you are.
Yeah.
Which when I first started going for the NASCAR races, you couldn't do that. You couldn't see the ocean. Yeah. But then there's you have there's stands what's right there at the beginning of the backstretch that you can go watch from on the other side of Lake Lloyd, and then there's grandstands, like 3 sets of grandstands there between International Horseshoe and at the Porsche curve there at the Porsche corral, and then at the West Horseshoe, I guess, and then
Then of course you've got the fan zone. You can get up on top of it. It's actually on top of the garages, which is really neat, and you can see a good panoramic view around that, which is really a great spot to watch as well. And as the race is going on, when it starts, everything is crazy on Saturday morning and into the early afternoon before the race starts, and then once the race gets into a groove and settles down a little bit, you can just walk around all to all these different places, and and hopefully nobody's having trouble out there on the track, but if they are, they end up in the paddock area, and you get to see them thrashing away on the cars trying to get back out on the track. And again, it's the experience of how close you get to these people, and see what it takes for them to do what they're doing, and to keep the car going for 24 hours. That's just it's become a 24-hour sprint race. Just to finish the race is just amazing. The clock is not your friend a lot of times, and if you have any mechanical or any accident or misjudge of mental while you're out there driving, you're potentially going to put yourself way back there. So it's hard to make up laps.
Yeah.
And
well, and kind of getting into where before the race starts, they actually have like a parade there on the and bring all the cars into the pit road, and then they let all the fans out onto the out into the pit road and up to the start finish line.
Yeah, it's just a mass of people. I don't know how many people were out there this year, but from the stands, we were watching it above turn one for the sports car track. We were above the stands, in the stands there, but massive people on the infield. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and there's another place where you get to actually meet the teams, you get to meet the drivers and see the cars up close. It's a massive humanity because everybody's down there everybody wants to see everything, and it's crazy down there. Let's see, like I say, we have seen different celebrities and stuff there before. We've talked to Ron Fellows. We've talked to
Tommy Kendall,
Linda Vaughn.
But you see everybody there, and all the languages. You hear languages from all over the world, so it truly is an international motorsports event. The drivers of all, from all nationalities, it's just so impressive. And here it is right in the United States, whether you're having to travel from California or something like that, or far up north on the East Coast here, it's probably well worth the trip, whether you fly into Daytona or if you fly into Tampa or if you drive. I prefer to drive. I enjoy the drive. It really is an adventure from when you leave the house to when you get to the track. Spend your days there, and we've been staying after the race, the Sunday after the race, and then leaving Monday morning and driving home. And it's just a good immerse yourself in it, and you'll really enjoy yourself.
Well, I mean, we've met a friend there. We've made a friend from. He was in the Midwest, and now he's in California.
Once in a while, now he's in California.
And he flies in all the time and rents a van and sleeps out of it all the time.
Yeah.
He gets stuff. He's got a big story behind it. I don't know if I should go into all that or not, but he does it every year, and we've gotten to be good friends with him. Meet him make sure
saw him this year, and
see each other every time, and have a good time.
Yeah.
Something else to do while you're there. Another vantage point that we haven't talked about is the Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel. Yeah.
That's what is that? $5 or is it
something like that? Yeah,
I didn't get to do it.
I didn't go on it this year. Yeah.
But it's kind of it's always been a have to do thing at least once.
Yeah. We have a friend that's his mission. He has to do that every year. So we'll leave him unnamed for the moment unless he lets us use his name.
He may call in and talk to us sometime and discuss it. But and we let's see.
There are some things about the track. Of course, the track was started in 1956 and they completed it in 1959. The first 24-hour race actually was 1966, and Lloyd Ruby and Caden Miles actually won in a GT40. But there was another interesting fact about the 1966 first running. Actually, was the first female drivers team was Susie Dietrich, Janet Guthrie, and Donna Mae Mims, and they not only competed, they finished the race, which is an amazing feat.
Yeah,
They were 32nd, that's fine, in the Sunbeam Alpine. For first females to ever compete and win in an run in a 24-hour international race. Really, really, really impressive.
Yeah.
So, but it's a difficult race to enter and compete and have no mistakes, and so the racing alone is a difficult task to get from the start to the finish of it. They actually started the Continental races in 1962. It was only a 3-hour race at that time. They ran on the infield course that actually made it 3.81 miles in length. The current course is 2.56 or 3.56 miles, and so infield covers 180 acres. So that's just amazing to me. That's that big. Banking is 31 degrees. They have on the back stretch. There's the chicane you have to enter. It was just called the bus stop for years, and a couple of years ago they switched it to calling it the Le Mans chicane. And in Le Mans, they changed one of their chicanes on the Mulsanne to the Daytona chicane, which is just really a nice, kind of a tie-in there to both those great races. Nothing against Sebring whatsoever. It's just a amazing that you've got these two big international races in two different countries. So.
Well, and sometime in the future, I would like to just talk about going to Le Mans, because I have been there, and another place I had to ride the Ferris wheel. But we'll talk about that later. But it's great that we're starting to get cross connection between that and the races here in the United States. So.
The impressive thing that I've seen from 2001 to when we went this year is just the interest in it now, and the people that have shown up now, and it was kind of like the quiet race that nobody really knew anything about. There really wasn't a crowd there in 2001 compared to what there is now, and the popularity is off the charts now. IMSA has done just an amazing job pulling this race together. They've got this race to kick off. It's kind of their Super Bowl. Then they've got the 12 hours that comes here in just a few weeks on the 21st of March. Then of course they finish off, after all their races at VIR and all the different places they go to throughout the calendar. They finish off with the Petite Le Mans in October at Road Atlanta. But it's all these guys going at it, and boy, they fight to get on top.
Well, and then you have the 4 different classes of cars that are racing all at the same time. So you've got cars that are going, a couple hundred miles an hour, and some that are maybe 150.
You've got the Pro class and GT, their GT3 cars. Then the exact same cars. The GT Pro cars are the drivers. The drivers that are operating the car, running the car, are only professionals. But then you've got the gentleman driver that is in the GTD class. Of course, they're identical cars. They've just they're just separated in class by the professionals and non-professionals. Now the GT Daytona guys are actually they run with a pro guy, but or woman, and they but they are paired up with more of a gentleman driver in that. Then you've got your prototypes, your top class in prototype, and then you've got the prototype 2s. Just incredible cars, just impressive to watch.
Oh, it is, really and truly. What else do you have there?
This is just if you've never done this event before, you really have to try to do it, and it just is. It's just one of those that you should, if you've never done it before, put it on your list, make it happen, buy tickets now, commit now, and then set up. And like we said, get ready to go. And when you go, you'll be bouncing off the walls. If you're like us, we've been in cold weather at this point, and to get out of the cold weather and bounce down to Florida, hopefully to find good weather. It's just it's a nice outing, a good way to kick off the season.
Yeah, but even when it's been sunny and 50, it's
That's still great.
It's great. You know,
you're at the racetrack.
I mean, you're at the racetrack. It's the beginning of the year. You know, we've gone through, from Thanksgiving to the new year, and it's like, you know what? It's time to hear some engines revving and roaring, and smell rubber burning, hopefully.
Well, as our Ferris wheel friend says, he says the cold dark time has ended.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
but talking about the popularity of this now, for years, the people that were just oval track people thought poo-pooed road racing, and I think when some of the NASCAR races started getting more interesting in the road courses, that got a lot of the NASCAR fans interested in it. I think that's where we gotten so many more people there. I mean, I'm not sure what how many people were there this year, but I think
it was a record crowd. I haven't actually found.
Well, I mean, it was a record crowd on Thursday when we got there. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I figured the first time you went, it probably looked about 45 or 50,000.
Yeah, I don't really know.
And then
nothing like it is now.
No, I mean, well, last year I think they said it was like 90,000. It had to be somewhere between 90 and 100,000 this year.
I would think
it was insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, we hope maybe it sparked some interest in not only going to Daytona for the Rolex, but there's
12 hours of Sebring.
12 hours of Sebring. There's all there's stuff at Mid Ohio and VIR
and Road America, and
Summit Point,
Laguna
Seca, absolutely.
Yeah,
they have races there, road course races there at Indy.
Yeah.
This weekend I believe is for NASCAR is COTA. It's just great to go see road courses. It's really it's just wild to watch.
Yeah.
So
IMSA's done a great job with it, and when I first watched in 2001, it was Grand Am then, and but they've made this merger with IMSA and really brought this up to it's just a full scale amazing event to go to. And again, anybody that's never done it before, just put it on your list. And if you don't like it after you go, I'm not sure whether you like cars then.
Well, and this is nothing but it's a huge party. I mean, everybody, there's just so much fun going on in the infield. I mean, there's vendors that have all kinds of stuff. You can, the car manufacturers have their cars on display there. That you can go and look at. There's
food to eat. There's and outside of the track, there's all kinds of restaurants to go to.
Oh yeah,
and then of course, if you want to, you can go drive on the beach at Daytona, and which is off the charts as well. So, but we were trying to kind of fill in, give some of our experiences with what we've done and what we've experienced, and what to expect when you get there, because it is one of those events that you have to do, and. Hopefully, it would encourage you to go every year, like like we try.
We're kind of insane, so we
right. It helps being from West Virginia.
We like driving ourselves, so and we like doing things competitively when we can. We're not pro, but we go have a good time and going seeing stuff like this is just gets your blood going. It just gets you wound up for the year and.
Cold dark time is over.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And but we have a great time, and we see lots of friends every year down there.
Go with great friends.
Yeah, we go with great friends. Well, this year we had a caravan of us going down,
really,
so
it was great.
We all took off and headed out of the snow and missed the ice storm up here.
Missed the ice storm. It was terrible. Everybody's saying how bad it was. Well, we won't think about it until we get back.
Yeah, so we'll worry about that later.
Yeah, we're not worried about it right now. If we have to stay another day in Daytona, oh darn,
right?
So,
but we hope you enjoy our little talk. It's
we'll try to do more of this and talk about different races and hopefully get some other people involved here, maybe some call-ins or joining us on set here.
Right.
And but we do appreciate you showing up, and hopefully you found something interesting to listen to here. And again, my brother Kevin and I do thank you very much.
Yes.
This is Halloran's Garage.
And something I'd like to say is keep it between the mayo and the mustard. Don't end up catching. And we will talk to you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.